process from submissions through online publication and indexing. The software has a plugin architecture similar to other community-based projects such as WordPress, allowing new features to be easily integrated without the need to change the entire code base. The next slide. Scala. Scala is a free open source authoring and publishing platform that's designed to make it easy for authors to write a long, born digital scholarship online. Scala enables users to assemble media from multiple sources and juxtapose with them with their own writing in a variety of ways with minimal technical expertise required. Scala is a semantic web authoring tool that brings considered balance between standardization and structural flexibility to all kinds of material. Vega. Vega will provide publishers and authors with the means to produce high quality academic publications that make use of rich media, source data, video, and interactive experiences. Throughout the submission process, Vega offers flexible production and editorial flow works with real-time collaboration for authors, editors, and reviewers. The system is offered as an open source with a permissive license, which means that you can modify, extend, and contribute to our code as long as you provide attribution back to us. Janeway. Janeway is a journal publication, journal platform designed for publishing scholarly research material. It's developed and maintained by the Center for Technology and Publishing at Bitburg University of London. Janeway includes a submission system, a peer review management workflow, cross-reference, cross-ref DOI integration, OAI feeds, open journals systems, and extensible plugin architecture. Dockley. It's a client-side editor for decentralized article publishing, annotations, and social interactions. Authors can publish where they choose, and we have no central servers to monitor or control your content or interactions of your readers. Simply add Dockley CSS and JavaScript to any web page, and immediately you can add it to an add-in browser for editing and annotations. For annotations, you can add add-in. Cocoa. Cocoa community is building many tools, including a sophisticated web editor and a flexible workflow engine that can be configured for many different content workflows and adjusted easily to fit changing process. Editoria book production platform. The Editoria is the book production platform of Cocoa, and Expert is Cocoa's journal platform. Editoria and Expert. Open Edition Books. Open Edition Books is a web platform for books in humanities and social science. Regarding humanities and social science resources, it's not that easy to find. Open Edition Books is very helpful actually. I have went through Open Edition Books a couple of times before. It's really helpful. The titles available from each publishers are displayed on the included publishers page. The platform aims to build an international library where encouraging publishers to develop open access in the long term. It's open to publications in all languages and from all fields of research in humanities and social sciences. Libro. Libro Publishing Cloud provides customers with a low-cost, secure, robust open suite of tools that take advantage of open standards to support scholarly content publishing and hosting. The Libro platform tools have been architected from the ground up to deliver an open access, continuous platform approach. This service enables publishers to deliver their journals, take advantage of high standards of usability, and design with greater control over the publishing process. PubSuite. PubSuite is a free open source framework for building state-of-the-art publication platforms. PubSuite enables you to easily build a publication platform tailored for your own needs. It's designed to be modular and flexible. PubSuite consists of server and a client that works together, and both have to be modified and extended with components to add functionality to the system. There is also a command line tool that helps manage PubSuite apps. PubSuite is being used for book publishing, academic journal production, and micro-publishing platforms by a growing number of established academic organizations, including University of California, eLife, Hindawi, California Digital Library, etc. Open Library of Humanities, OpenLibHums, is a charitable organization dedicated to publishing open access scholarship with no author facing article processing charges. The OpenLibHums for publishing platform supports academic journals from across the humanities disciplines, as well as hosting its own multidisciplinary journal. All articles are subject to rigorous peer review and showcases some of the most academic research taking place in humanities disciplines, and today from classics, modern languages, philosophy, theology, history, etc. is there in open library humanities, OpenLibHums. Manifold Publishing. Manifold is a collaboration between University of Minnesota Press and the GC Digital Scholarship Lab and Cast Iron Coding. Manifold is capable of ingesting a variety of formats like EPUB, HTML, Google Docs, Markdown, Microsoft Web, etc., and immediately transforming them into interactive web publications. The code is available in GitHub. Freely available. Omega is a free, flexible, and open source web publishing platform for the display of library, museum archives, scholarly collections, and exhibitions. It's a 5-minute setup, makes launching an online exhibition as easy as launching a blog. It brings Web 2.0 technologies and approaches to academic and cultural websites to foster user interaction and participation. It makes top-shelf design easy with a simple and flexible templating system. PubPub gives research communities of all stripes and sizes a simple, affordable, and non-profit alternative to existing publishing models and tools. PubPub is non-prescriptive and flexible so that authors can freely experiment with different types of processing tools, including overlay journals, open access publishing, and beyond. PubPub aims to serve as a model of institutional investment for knowledge creation and sharing, and that one supports the open publishing movements and encourages researchers to adopt open tools. WordPress. WordPress is an excellent website platform for a variety of websites, from blogging to e-commerce to business and portfolio websites. WordPress is a versatile CMS. Designed with usability and flexibility in mind, WordPress is a great solution for both large and small-scale websites. A WordPress website is any website that uses WordPress as its CMS. WordPress powers both the back end of the website as well as the front end. Open Access Directory List. OAD is a compendium of simple factual lists about open access to science and scholarship. Several pages in the directory list tools or services for those interested in setting up their own publishing initiatives, including their open access launch, discuss services to launch or help launch new open access journals. That's open access directory list. Ambara. It's an innovative open source platform for publishing open access research articles. It provides features for post-publication discussion and version articles that allows for a living document around which further scientific discoveries could be made. The platform is in active development by PLOS and is licensed under MIT license. Ambera has been under continuous development since 2009. Anotum. It's a scholarly authoring and publishing platform based on WordPress. That's all I could make. Diva. Diva is an excellent tool for publishing research. Diva began its development in the year 2000 at EPC Uppsala University Library. Today, the technical development is driven by the EPC in cooperation with the participating universities and colleges. All universities and publicly financed research institutions, both in Sweden and abroad, are welcome to join DIVA in its cooperative effort. DIVA is a good portal actually. All research scholars must visit DIVA. DIVA is a good portal. Drupal platform gives you many ways to extend your publishing system. E-journal, e-journal access, e-journal authors, and e-journal citation, e-journal shortly, etc. are available in Drupal. These are all the packages that are available in Drupal. ePublishing Toolkit is an open source software package written in Python to help with the running of scientific journals. The package is developed by the Living Reviews organization, a publisher of scientific open access journals. The ePublishing Toolkit is a software package providing tools to help in publishing scientific content on the web. Laudel. Laudel is an electronic editing software that's easy to use and adaptable for specific applications. Laudel is a member of the content management system family and specializes in publishing long and complex text in a highly structured and editorial environment. Laudel complies with the web publishing standards such as Dublin Core, RSS, OAI, etc., and produces XML documents. SOAPs. Size Open Publishing Services is a software that allows setting up various online service for publishing media such as personal archives, institutional archives, topic and society archives, electronic journals, electronic conference proceedings, workflows or support, etc. Fidas Writer. Fidas Writer is an online collaborative editor, especially made for academics who need to use citations and formulas. The editor focuses on the content rather than on the layout, so that in the same text you can later publish it in multiple ways, on website, printed book, ebook, etc. Google Docs. I think everybody will be familiar with Google Docs, and Google Docs is used as Google Docs is used instead of Microsoft Word, which is a proprietary software. Google Docs can do almost all the functions that Word offers. Google Docs enable you to create ebooks, and the sharing of Google Docs is pretty much easy compared with that of other forms of publishing. Straight away you can share it out. So I think Google Docs will be a good tool for those who wishes to publish. This is all about what I was telling. Anybody, you can share a few ideas regarding my presentation. If it was bad, you can say. If it was good, you can say.
right, Dr. Thomas, I believe you have come to the end of your presentation. Am I correct?
Hello, Dr. Thomas.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. It was a wonderful session and presentation. I believe you want to allow, interventions, or you want to allow participants to ask 1 or 2 questions, and then probably we make an intervention. So, dear distinguished participants, we have listened to Dr. Thomas' presentation. By now, we should be sending in questions so that we can actually take them one after the other. So if you have questions, you can use the chat. You can take advantage of the chat facility and send in your question. Meanwhile, we're going to take some few interventions while you are preparing your questions. We'll take some few interventions. I'm very sure Dr. Oguche is I'm very sure Dr. Oguche too is around. If Dr. Oguche is around, please you can make an intervention before the question and answer, please.
Good day, colleagues. And Mr. Thomas, we want to thank you for. Are you hearing me, please?
Yes, we are.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
You have your voice.
Okay. So, Mr. Thomas, Dr. Thomas, we want to thank you again for the explicit presentation. It is very comprehensive, and we've been able to acquaint ourselves with knowledge on some open software that we could use for publishing both our journals, articles, and some personal stuff or things that we would want to leave on our websites. It's a very educating one. Thanks so much. And for the participants, like the chairman had said, I'm sure we probably learned some things, and some of us will be needing a clarification on some issues. So let us avail ourselves of the opportunity of getting those clarification right now that is still available with us. We'll have the chat facility available on the platform. Let us send in our questions so that we could throw more light on areas that we feel we need further explanations on them. Thank you for also coming on board, our participants that are here today, because we've had organized this webinar without anybody coming to participate. It would have been a wasted effort. So thank you for availing yourselves the opportunity to be with us and then learn with us too. Thank you very much. So we can now commence with the question activity. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Oguche. Before we also continue, I am particularly glad and happy this morning because I can see here we have one of our very own, attending our webinar today, a very busy personality, and of course, one of the pillars of the session, who has laid some good foundation for us that we're building on it. Talking of Mr. Eita Samuel, not very soon I will officially call him for a remark. So while participants are actually preparing for that, I want Dr. Thomas to please, still be very much around, because I know people will ask one or two questions and then there will be interventions. Remember, these technologies that he took us through, walk us through, they are technologies that can be accessed free of charge. Although some of them will need some technical expertise to really bring out the best out of these technologies. Now, it might interest you to know that we have also just agreed now that because of the revelations from this presentation, we are going to be picking some of these tools in our subsequent, how you can use them. If you already have it, if you are having an existing system already, how you could integrate these ones into them to make them more robust. So look out for our future and subsequent webinars on ePublishing. We are going to be advertising details very soon. So now the floor, at this point, I want to call for questions and answers. You can actually use the chat facilities, or if you feel you want to voice opportunity to say something, to ask a question or to do your intervention. The floor is open for question. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The floor is really open for everyone to ask questions now. And permit me to just chip in this. This presentation, thank you very much, Dr. Joseph, for this wonderful presentation. Eye-opener to a whole lot of great tools that will be useful for us as librarians and as academics for publishing of our outputs, of our intellectual outputs. I want to say, I want to implore participants. Like I said, the IT session webinar is not just for information. It's for you to and use in the course of your work and the course of your career as a librarian. I want to say a lot of things has been, if you look at this list here, even myself, some of them that I'm not used to. For example, I've not heard COCO before. And I just went through to look at what COCO stands for. Now it's something that can be useful for all, implement everything. I've implemented a number of these tools, and I can tell you authoritatively that they're very wonderful tools, and they're helping a great deal. So let's look at them vis-a-vis the nature of your library, vis-a-vis the kind of your own audience and the kind of output you want to have. Now you can ask questions based on the ones that you feel, or maybe you want to make a choice. You can ask questions to be able to make a right choice as to what tool, which of the tools to implement. Because by the time we get your feedbacks from here, we'll now zoom into these tools one by one, based on the requests, based on the needs from participants. Then we treat them extensively so that an authority in specific field, in specific in each of these tools that are available and useful for you. Thank you very much. The floor is open now for questions and answers.
Before we go into the question and answers, if I don't know if Mr. Itayo, if you can just say a word or just an intervention before we open the floor. If you are available, please, I want you to make an intervention, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. Is it afternoon now?
Yeah, we are still enjoying the morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Actually, truthfully, I just I stumbled on this, and I felt if I have not listened to this special presentation by our August lecturer, I will have missed quite a lot. There are quite a lot on this list that have never had before. And I really want to commend our speaker for today for doing justice to this. And I want to encourage everybody who is present to please make it a point of duty to always come on board for training like this. I guess this is a free training. And if it is free, then you have to make use of these resources. Let me confess to all of you, this is what is lacking in the profession today. People do not have enough skills. When you have multiple levels of skills, you have multiple levels of opportunities. Those opportunities that will come by you, you will not even know. So I want to encourage you, if you could pick few of these tools that are listed here and master them, and then apply them to your institution and see how it goes. I can assure you, you will be lifted up, and the impression created within that sphere of your operation will resonate to all others. The purpose of IT section is actually to train people on how to use this technology. And I'm glad that our executives, they've mentioned here that they will be taking some of this one by one. So I encourage everybody to please take advantage of this. Having said this, I would like to suggest to the speaker of today, even if there are no practical demonstrations, there should be some examples of, what this could be used for. I know you mentioned them, but if you can see some of them, graphic representation of some of them, and see what has been done, it will have made this presentation and a wonderful one. So I encourage, like he was talking about COCO, what is COCO all about? What will COCO do for which type of library? What has been done before? And then it will be easier for somebody to digest at that level and be able to apply. Application of knowledge of this nature is what brings the difference in our practice. I know everybody knows this is a practical, it's not a theoretical field, it's a practical field. And if we don't begin to apply some of these things, people will begin to take us for a ride. So once again, I thank you for the opportunity to speak. Since I didn't know this before, I just stumbled, I will beg to bow out in the next few minutes for another program. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We know you are such a busy person, and that's why when we saw you, we had to quickly catch on the opportunity to have you say something before we leave. Thank you so much. I think we have benefited from your intervention, and I want to assure you, like we have always done in IT section, we are going to utilize, we are going to revisit this list and ensure that we pick them, one after the other at each of our sessions to do a practical demonstration, on them. Participants, it's now time for us to ask our questions. If you have a question, you can ask your questions now. And then before that, I also like one from Joseph Kubish, if I can pronounce it clearly, is also from the presenter's end. If Joseph Bish, yes, if you can just make an intervention. Yes. Hello? Yes, we can hear you. Okay. Maybe when.
Okay, Mr.
All right,
Dave.
in the absence of
Please,
that,
probably
please
hello,
let your questions,
hello, Mr. Dave. All right, thank you very much, the chairman. Let me, I have some questions on the chat right now. But before I take that, let me add my voice to say a very big thank you to my own mentor and the great man whose whose voice will always give a form of encouragement and support each time and space. I appreciate you so much, our own Mr. Eyitayo. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. All right. Probably before Joseph makes his further statement, the question here on the chat that says, please, I want to know more about Drupal, being a free source web content management researchers on information related issues. Thanks. This is a question from Mahmoud Inuwala Bala. Please, Dr. Joseph, are you here? Hello, Dr. Joseph. Hello. Hello, Dr. Joseph, are you still here? All right. While we wait for Dr. Joseph to give a response to this question, let me also say that Drupal is a content management system. And it's open source, it's free. You can contribute to Drupal, just like Joomla, and it allows you to publish your work in varieties, in different ways. Sorry, I want to check. Mr. Joseph, Dr. Joseph, are you here now? Hello. I want to allow those who actually respond to this before we add our comments.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay. Dr. Joseph, we have. It's okay. Somebody asked a question. If Drupal is open source. Yes, Drupal is an open source content management software. Just like Patrick mentioned earlier, it is a content management system, much like the WordPress. The difference is just that the learning curve for Drupal is a bit steeper than that of than that of the WordPress. Drupal is actually a software that you can use either as, you can use it for publishing maybe journals, or you can use it to create an entire, institutional website or personal website whatsoever. These are free. They are free, open source technologies. Yes. I hope you can hear me clearly. Any other intervention?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Patrick, please ensure that Dr. Joseph is still very much with us. Let me be sure it's with us. Okay. Any other question there so that we...
He's sending in the chat now.
Okay. Scroll through and let's see if there's any other question. Otherwise, okay. Yes, I think.
Hello.
Someone says, please.
Yes,
Hello?
it's on now.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. There was a bit of disturbance here. That's why I cannot. You have seen that I have unexpectedly went out of the meeting right now because of the disturbance. Disturbance is there in the connection.
Oh, all right, it's okay, no problem. Now there's an intervention that I think which we have handled. Someone was asking if Drupal is an open source, and we've thrown more light on that. So maybe you just stand by for some other questions, please.
Mr. Itai also asked if he could show a screen or a few screen of some of this software, like Cocoa, for example. What can Cocoa be used for? Can you show us a place where Cocoa has been used? And what are the advantages of Cocoa over Drupal, for example? Can you just shed more light on that before we go on? Hello, Dr. Joseph.
Yeah. I heard. What is the question? Is the difference between Cocoa as well and Drupal, isn't it? How is Cocoa different from Drupal, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's.
I haven't looked into it as deep as it is, but in my knowledge, Drupal is more user-friendly compared with Cocoa.
Okay.
Drupal is more widely used than Cocoa. Cocoa is I haven't heard any website or content management system that has been running in Cocoa in Cocoa environment.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Participants, I'm sure you heard that. It means if you want to choose a content management system, you also, one of the things you look out for is the usage. How wide is it being used? How user-friendly is this platform? I think I expect us to ask questions about, so we can take decisions, to use applications that will really meet our needs and serve us better. Thank you, Dr. Joseph. Someone is asking about the presentation. I want to say they will be sent to everybody, all registered participants after now. So we're going to be using your registration emails and to forward the presentation to you. You will have a copy of it. All blessings to the headed that. Okay, someone is asking about attendance list. Like we said, this is a free webinar. The real webinar is still coming.
Sorry for the attendance list. We are going to be sending a link shortly through the chat facility for people to sign the attendance list there. Very important.
Right, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. While we wait for that to come, can please send in your questions, or you raise your hands and you'll be called to make a comment or to ask questions. Yes, I understand that most of these are relatively new to a number of us. Most of these are relatively new to a number of us, but yeah, this is just an introduction to what we to these tools. Later, like I said earlier, we're going to be going into them one by one, talk more about them. All right, now, Mr. Tabawa Yusuf Dangwara, please, you can unmute your mic now to speak. You have the floor now, Mr. Tabawa Yusuf. Mr. Tabawa Yusuf, the floor is open for you. You have the floor now.
Yeah, it is for me.
No, Mr. Tabawa Yusuf. He raised his hands.
The female is not a male. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's a female.
Myself. I need to ask this question.
We can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, Tabawa Dangwara is actually.
Yes, I'm the one.
Yes.
I'm the one. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
We can hear you now. Yes, you are.
I said, what? I need to know the difference between this poof and institutional repository.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. I'm sorry. We can hear you. We can hear you.
The difference between pop-up and
pop-up.
Yes, institutional repository.
All right, thank you very much, madam. I'm sorry for addressing you as a male. I apologize for that, please.
No problem.
Thank you. All right, Dr. Joseph. She wants to know the difference between pop-up and institutional repository. Over to you, Dr. Joseph.
Yeah, institutional repository.
Dr. Joseph, we are with you. We are with you now.
Yeah, hello, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Is this the question?
Yes.
Is this the question? What I typed?
Hello.
Is this the question? I have typed a question to the comment section. Is this the question that I am supposed to answer?
The pop.
Please type the question here.
Yes, it's a question that you are supposed to answer, Dr. Joseph.
Yeah.
What is the difference between pop-up and institutional repository?
I have typed it on the chat. It's on the chat now.
Hello, is it audible? Audible? Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Pub and institutional repository. Okay, institutional repository. Is it better if I type it, or I must say? Is it better? Am I audible, or I was, or must I
You are
type,
audible.
or
You are audible.
I'm audible? So I can say
You
actually.
can say.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
The difference between institutional repository is meant for an institution. Institutional repository is kept for the products of the institution, or for developing a collection in that institution. Institutional repository could be created out of any softwares. Institutional repository could be created out of DSpace, Greenstone, etc. Institutional repository is actually a digital library that is meant for the publications of the institution. Actually, you understand what is meant by institutional repository? Institutional repository,
Yes.
understood. What is meant by institutional repository? I hope all are clear about institutional repository, isn't it? Hello? Institutional, I will repeat once more. Okay, I will repeat once more about institutional repository. Institutional repository is that digital library. Actually, it's a digital library that is meant for the publications of the institution. Institutional publications are kept in the institutional repository. That is meant for the members of the institution. That institutional repository is actually meant for the institutional, meant for the members of the institution. It could be made open access also. Open access institutional repositories are there. It's basically a digital library.
Yeah.
Okay. Institutional repository is basically a digital library.
Okay.
And
Okay.
PubPub is a publishing platform actually. It is published. Institutional repository is much like a library actually. Digital library. Published things are all sorted there, or kept in an institutional repository for retrieving purpose. Okay. For arrangement and retrieving purpose, an institutional repository is there.
Okay, I think, thank you very much. You have made the point clear.
Okay.
Basically, the major difference, I think, rests in the fact that institutional repository is more like an avenue for institutional dissemination of research findings and publications of scholars within an institution.
Institutional repositories primarily went for the publications of the institution, members of the institution.
It's okay.
What is published? Theses, dissertations, etc. And books published by the institution, etc. are kept in the institutional repository. It could either be open or be closed. Open access institutional repositories or closed access institutional repositories.
It's okay. It's just a general one. The point there is being noted. It's been noted. Thank you very much. I hope the question is all right. Any other intervention?
Institutional repository is the memory of the institution, the institutional memory, to showcase the output, intellectual content of the institution. And like he said, it can be developed using different software. You can use Space, Greenstone, you can use Print. There are several software you can use for institutional repository. Unlike PubPub, it's a collection. Or do you want to give more details about PubPub? You want to give more information about PubPub?
Information about PubPub, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I think we have dwelt much on that. If we don't have any other intervention, then we.
Yeah, there's another question here. Hello, there's a question here. All these listed software, are they already in use in any library in Nigeria? To me, they sound new. All right,
Okay, let me make
Can
an
I say something about
intervention
this?
to that.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I
Now,
have a,
most of
I have an explanation. I have an explanation regarding the underutilization of resources. I have an explanation regarding the underutilization of resources, because we belong to an Afro-Asian background, so that we are not in a position so as to imitate the Westerners as such, because we lack actually many skills, technical skills, or infrastructure, etc., are not at par with Westerners, and these idea have been propagated by the Westerners actually. So they have the material with them. We must create from scratch actually. If we want to make an e-publishing platform, we have to create from scratch. It's not like the case in Western countries. They already have the infrastructure. They have to make a few modifications for incorporating something. That's the difference between the Western countries and the Afro-Asian countries. I think that makes it clear the difference between the why we are lacking or backing in the case of electronic in the electronic world actually. Why we are backing in the electronic world? Because we don't have such an infrastructure, or the education system followed here is not up to is not very encouraging to electronic platform. It's only recently that we have been taking Google classes, etc. That too under strict restrictions, and and we are forced to do it. The moment we are not forced to do it, we will switch on to the traditional platform. That's why.
All right.
That's why we are not very much familiar with these tools actually.
Okay, thank you very much for that intervention. The question actually was actually talking about if the list of softwares we have here are actually in use in Nigeria. And Patrick wanted to make an intervention there before you came in. Patrick, you can say something before I also add my own comment on that.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, most of these application on the list, some of them are truly new to some of us, are not totally new, but some of them are already in use especially in Nigerian libraries. Many of our journal platforms that are already online now, probably because most times the background of the journal management system. For example, this open journal system, we have can be integrated into any website, any normal HTML website design, and then to manage that's just that component. In UI, for example, currently our library website is done using WordPress, but the journal, the UI Live journal site embedded within the KDL website is used to manage that within it. Drupal, there's Joomla. Drupal is really as common for a long time, was the main one website was being used around the country. So a number of them are currently, that Open Monograph Press is commonly being used, WordPress is commonly being used, and then the Open Directory List. For some of us that use Institution Repository, what do you call it now? We see them listed in these directories. Some of the standards that have to do is currently being used. Google Docs, we all use that often. ePublishing Toolkit, a couple of us use it around. So they are not totally new. Some libraries are already using them. Some are using them, they don't know they are using them because they gave the job to somebody outside to do for them. So basically use these tools. Now the tools that they use to get your work done. By the time we go into them one by one, I'm sure we'll realize that we are currently using a number of them without knowing. Thank you very much.
All right.
Mr. Dave?
Much, Patrick. Before I say something now, I would like Adora Oguche to make a comment because I know recently they have, I think they've gone online now with their journal. I want her to maybe share an experience or say something about their journal because they use one of these software. I'm so sure about it. So if Adora can hear us, you can say something. Okay. All right. I don't think she's ready now. But then it is some of these things, they may look strange, some of these technologies, but they are not actually strange to us. A lot of journals that we submit publications we publish, they use some of this software, but we wouldn't really know or want to bother ourselves with these technologies. Those who are actually the systems librarians, they actually, some of these things will not be so new to us. I just want to specifically talk about Drupal, WordPress, and probably Omeka, which is, and then Open Journal System. Yes, these technologies are very much in use in our country, Nigeria. Just that like we said, this is just like an overview to this ePublishing. We are going to be picking them one after the other to see how how they can be used to publish. Remember, all these are the tools and softwares. Some of them can be used for our own personal publishing experiences. Not all of them actually can use. It's not all you can, use at the time. It depends on the need that you have. That will inform your choice of using. For instance, if you are a blogger, you want to publish your thoughts, or you want to collate your resources together in one place, you can use what is it called, Google Docs. You can use WordPress, very simple to use. You can use it to disseminate or to publish what it is you wanted to publish, either as an institution or as an individual. So this, some of these technologies are there. Open Journal System, trust me, is very, 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 very easy to use. And most institutions in Nigeria are beginning to key into it. So many libraries are now, going via this system, this Open Journal systems. And if you are familiar with the technical know-how, you can combine some of these technologies. Omeka, for instance, can be combined, with WordPress, can be combined with OJS or things like that, and you go live and you get value for your money. So it's really worth time taking to interact with these technologies, and that's what we are going to be working on very soon. We'll see seminars coming on, webinars coming on these electronic publishing tools. If we can pick 2 in one of the sessions, or 1 as the case may be, we'll try to cover, if not all, at least a good number before the year runs out. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if there's any other question, Patrick.
There's Mrs. Tabawa Yusuf is still raising her hands. I don't know if she wants to say something.
Okay, Mrs. Tabawa, if you are still raising up your hand, go ahead and say something. Go ahead, please. Tabawa. Okay. All
I'm not
right.
raising my hand. See, I'm not raising my hand. I'm not raising my hand. Press.
All right. Thank you. Okay, no, I think if there's no.
I want to encourage you to please fill the attendance sheet now. It's already on the chat platform. Please fill the attendance sheet. It's very, very important you fill that. We're going to be using that, to send in all the materials you need to get. And if you have any feedback, any response to this, please fill it in that form and send in your emails. All right. Ngwakaga Maveda is raising hands. I'm going to ask you to unmute your mic now. I've asked you to unmute your mic. Kindly unmute your mic and make your intervention now.
Hello.
Hello. Ngwakaga Maveda. Okay, you have the floor now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody, depending on what you find yourself.
It's not.
Your
I'm sorry. Can you put off your video so we can hear you?
Hello.
Can you please turn off your video so I can, because your talk is not too good, so we can hear you well. Thank you.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody over there.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
It's okay. I want to appreciate the management and the organizers of this event.
Okay.
Actually, people like me who have long wanted to participate in this kind of stuff. It does add a lot to knowledge. And it's the first time I will ever be participating. I'd be wrong if I participate and just go like that without appreciating the coordinators and the organizers of this virtual webinar. Once again, thank you, and God give you more strength to do something more than this. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for that
Thank you.
commendation. Yes. Okay.
Right. In the absence of
All right.
further intervention, please can we welcome Ms. Gani if she's here to say thank you to our presenter for today. Gani Esther, I don't know if you are here.
Patrick, before we do that, if Dr. Thomas is still very much valuable, he can say one or two things about the LIS Connect, just for a minute or two, please. Dr. Thomas, are you still around?
Okay. Yeah, I am still alive. Live. Sorry, I am still live.
Okay.
Okay.
You can just say one or two, just 1-2 minutes before.
Okay. Regarding my WhatsApp group, List Connect. This WhatsApp group is an international one, meant for all library and information science fraternity, and the main activities of List Connect includes the presentation of upcoming seminars, webinars, etc., and you can share the activities that's happening in your area, and that will be disseminated among 500 students or teachers, and I hope that all will be interested in disseminating ideas. If anyone wishes to publish a new book, then my platform will be an excellent platform for saying about the book. Actually, it rather than making a Facebook post, it's only your friends will know about it, or friends of friends will know about it. In my group, I think more than 500 persons will be knowing about it, and it's very active. And the members are not only students, but research scholars, teachers, and librarians from premier institutes like IITs, IIMs, etc. are there. I wish the host knows more about it. And that, about the host knows more about the activities, and I'm very glad to say about it, but owing to the communication problem, I'm not making more. I'm not mouthing more about it. I'd like to say more, but
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Thomas. We have a platform where we interact as a section. I'll drop a link there so that participants can take advantage of that. Better still, if you have, you can also drop at the chat corner, the chat area for participants to take advantage of that.
yeah.
Patrick, I don't know, are you able to establish that Ganu is available? Hello, Patrick.
Hello?
No, not yet. I'm not able to reach her.
Okay.
I don't know if if the vice chairman is here.
No.
Dr. Onome around? I'm not sure she's here. Okay, in that case, I want to. Is she around? Not so sure about that. It's okay. All right, Dr. Joseph, I want to, on behalf of the IT section, I want to sincerely thank you for, agreeing to facilitate today's webinar. I want to assure you that we had a swell time, and the participants are indeed grateful for your wealth of knowledge that you are able to share with us today. And we do hope that the next time we invite you for any of our program or webinar or sessions, you will be open to us to also deliver just like you did today. So on behalf of the NLAIT section, we say thank you very much.
It's a very big thank you to our highly distinguished participants for making our time to be at this webinar again. Next week is another week. This series continues for the whole of September. By September 22nd, we'll share in another link of another session that will be coming up. Please get ready, get prepared.
Next week we shall be talking on implementing learning management systems. Yeah. So the links, if you have your email with us, we're going to be sending you the link, and then you register for the next week webinar. And then most importantly, the LITT for 2020, that is the Library and Information Technology Today. As we all know, at the annual event of our section, due to the pandemic, this year's edition is going to be virtual, and the adverts to that effect are already commenced. If you can visit the section's website for a complete detail of the LITT, and then you commence your registration as appropriate. So you keep a date with us. Like if any information you need to know about the section, you can go to our website, if the secretary, if you can just type the link to our official web page to the chat room so that people can see it. There you get every information you need to know as regards our programs and activities for the section. Shortly, I'm coming. Shortly, I will display. Okay, the link is sharing the link. Okay.
Minutes, please.
Okay, some people. All right, the link is already shared in the chat forum. Okay, Mr. Abel Dari, my very, very good friend, is asking for the attendance link. We shared it before, scroll through, but for your sake, let me just put it back again. Let me just get the link again.
I'll get it again.
Yes. Okay. Okay, you have just done that. All right. So the attendance list is there. All right. Thank you, Abel. All right. At this point, we can just allow us to have our usual timeout since we have exhausted the time. But most importantly, try and get hold of our line of activities for the month of September. We still have 2 webinars for 22nd and 29th. Thank you. If there's any other intervention, the floor is open for anybody to say something before we.
At this time, you can share your screen. Share your screen now, and say hello to old friends.
All right, you are free to put on your camera, share your screen, and then hang out and all of that. Oh, that's great. Now I can see everybody now.
Oh,
that's lovely. Hey, Fidelia won.
Madam Sabawa.
I've been everywhere looking for a ticket to see your face.
Now I can see your face.
See it now.
Now I can see your face.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Ruth Momo. Patience. Ulaku. It's good to see you, even though we are not seeing your face now. We know you are here. Yeah. Magdalene, Clement Ako.
I've also shared the link again for all our other webinars. You can click and just check them out.
All right.
Ali Udishin. Yeah, it's good to see you again. Oh, Dr. Luabumi Bakare. Magdalene. Yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah, looking good after a long while. Choma, I'm back. I can't see your face, but it's good to know you are here. Madam Felicia. It's good to see your face again.
Okay, Omodion
Right.
just if Omodion can hear me, please look for a way for us to connect. I need to speak with you. You just came in now. Omodion, your name is so long that I in fact, sometimes I find it difficult to pronounce, but you can do me an email or something. I want us to really get in touch. If Omodion can hear me, yes. All right. So I think that's about the size of our
Yes,
house team
okay,
today.
okay, Muta.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone. Adora, Obuj, it's good to see you. Azulai Mutiu, Mahmoudou.
Okay, for those of you who are
Fatima.
please check, just scroll down the chat, the chat box. You should see the link for attendance there. Thank you. The resources will be mailed to you almost immediately now. The resources for today's webinar will be mailed to you. Yes. Thank you very much once again. Yeah.
So have a wonderful time. See you again next week. Dr. Joseph, thank you very much. Sally, thank you, Mrs. Okay, Muta, thank you very much. Should I end it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, everyone. Ending the meeting right away. God bless you.
Bye.